Hello YouTube, this is Johnny. Thought I'd make a video since I'm alone again tonight here in West Michigan. It is August the 21st, 2018. It is 8:37 at night. And yeah, another day. And thought I'd make a video. I was going to do a tag. Some of you know that I was suspended for 2 weeks back in the end of July of 2018, and I came back on around August the 4th, I think it was, and I'm on like notice that if I get another mark that I have broken the community rules for YouTube, that my account will be deleted. So I have been very scared in my videos. I've been very reluctant to do certain things because I'm not sure about what the rules are, because I never really found out what I did wrong to get a 2-week suspension. So I'm trying to make my videos as simple as possible. Some of you have noticed that I don't list below the videos the books that I mention in my videos, because I'm not sure if that's a violation of the rules. I don't post where my Facebook is, where my online diaries are, because I'm not sure if that's a violation of the rules. And I know that some of you do that, but I am on the radar. You guys are not. They are watching me. Maybe they're not watching you, but I'm wondering if they're just waiting for me to make a mistake, to break a rule and delete my account. So I'm trying to make my videos as simple as possible. And also, you've probably noticed that I don't say in my videos, hello Booktube. I've been saying hello YouTube. One of the reasons is that, from what I read about community rules, that your videos are to be, when you put a title on your video, it has to be very concise, that what you say in that title of that video is consistent with the content of your video. Now, those who have been watching my videos for the last couple of years know that my videos don't really follow in the content of a booktuber. I don't do buddy reads. Well, I've done just 2. I don't do a lot of the things that people in the booktube community do. So, and really, when I really think about it, I've said many times over the last couple of years in my videos that my videos are a diary, a visual diary of a Christian book lover. So I think that's more honest, that I'm not really a booktuber, even though I follow people in Booktube. But I have noticed there are people who talk about books in YouTube who are not a part of Booktube, the Booktube community. And so maybe it's a very fine line. I watch people who talk about books and they don't really do all the booktuber kind of things. So I probably fall into that category. But I was watching a video, Richard Reed's, who made this tag called the Booktuber Community Tag. It's supposed to be an original tag, but I think there was something like that was done in the past. But he tagged me, and I want to be polite. I don't want to think that I'm ignoring him. So I thought I'd do the Booktuber Community Tag, even though I don't consider myself a booktuber. I consider myself, my videos, to be in the line of a diary or a blog or talking about my life as a Christian and my love for books, Christian books, and then secondary secular books, mostly nonfiction. So this is the Booktuber tag. These are the questions. How long have you been watching Booktube? I've been watching Booktube for 4 years. Now, as I was looking at my videos, I started 3 years ago, this coming September. So I've been making videos in the Booktube, now YouTube, for 3 years. Now, I've been in YouTube for 6 years. Way back before I started making videos about books, I used to make videos about going out to Lake Michigan and making videos. I made videos of our grandchildren. I made videos of my flower garden, or videos about things like that, or videos showing our library. But I've been making videos showing my love for literature about 3 years. How long have you been a booktuber? 3 years. How many countries do you have on your How many countries do you have on your subscriber list? I don't really know. I know I have people from England, people from Russia, people from Australia, New Zealand, United States. But I really don't know exactly. Maybe people from the Middle East, people from, but I really don't know. Do you know all the countries of my subscribers? No. I subscribe to many booktubers, but most of them I no longer. Wait a minute, how many countries do you have on your subscriber list? How many country booktubers do you subscribe to? I do not know the countries of my subscribers. I subscribe to many booktubers. I subscribe in YouTube to 150 channels. Now, not all of those are people who talk about books. I subscribe to literary sites, music sites, poetry sites, nature sites, besides people who talk about books. Question 4. Describe how you handle your comment section. I don't get that many comments. So I might get 3 or 4, maybe 1, so I always answer my comments. Do you interact with booktubers on social media? No, I don't. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have a Twitter. I have people in Booktube who are on my Facebook, but we don't interact. 6, do you rely on booktubers for recommendations? No, but because I say 95% of the books I see in Booktube, I would never read. I just wouldn't read them. Especially over in England. A lot of the English booktubers, I have never heard of any of their writers. Like I said, I mainly read Christian books, like the Bible and commentaries, Pauline theology, Old Testament, New Testament theology, Christian spirituality, and I like books from the 50s and 60s and 19th century biographies and things like that. So most people in Booktube, I don't really read their books. They don't really interest me. Now, I do like Steve Donahue because he gets books in the mail, and sometimes I see something that he has gotten in the mail and I will subscribe to it. Not subscribe to it, I'll buy it from Amazon. Do you interact with booktubers on email? That's question 7. Just one, and just rarely. Question 8, with tag videos, do you mix up or do you? I don't do tags because most of the tags I can't relate to because it's all deals with fiction and most of my reading is nonfiction. Question 9, have you ever mailed books to another booktuber? Yes. just, I think, Steve Donahue and somebody who watches me in my videos. 10, have you received books in the mail from another booktuber? Yes, Steve Donahue and my friend that I've sent books to just a couple of times. It's not something I do constantly. It's not a regular thing. Question 11, have you ever visited or been visited by another booktuber? No. 12, do you buddy reads? Well, I did with Steve Donahue when he was going through the 4 Gospels, and with Minamore, Adam in Seattle. But I can't do buddy reads because I'm usually reading 6, 7, 8 books at a time, and it's hard to fit books in. I know that one of the booktubers is going to do Gravity Rainbow with Thomas Pynchon starting in September. I might do that. I'm not really sure. Question 13, tag some of your friends. I'm not going to tag anybody. I just thought I'd do these questions out of politeness to Richard Reeds, who tagged me. Thank you, Richard. Well, I don't think that's your name. I'm not really sure what your exact name is. So I just did that. Last night I mentioned about the poet Tom Clark, who was hit by a car and killed this weekend there in Berkeley. I forgot to mention that he did write not only biographies and poetry, and he wrote a novel that I found at a thrift store a couple years ago. This is The Exile of Celine, a novel by Tom Clark. It says here about Tom Clark. Tom Clark was born in Chicago in 1941. He received a BA degree from the University of Michigan and an MA from Cambridge University, where he was a Fulbright scholar. He has been awarded grants for the writing by the Rockefeller and Guggenheim Foundations, by the National Endowment for the Humanities. For 10 years in the 1960s and 70s, he served as poetry editor for the Paris Review, in which he remains. Well, this book came out in, this was published in 1986. His books include many volumes of poetry: Air, 1969, Stones, 1970, 2 volumes of selected poems, When Things Get Tough on Easy Street, 1978, Paradise Resisted, 1984. Tom Clark has written biographies on Damien Roman, Jack Kerouac, Ted Berrigan. He lives in Berkeley, California with his wife and daughter. So I keep this, this is The Exile of Celine by Tom Clark. I keep on top of these books. This is a biography on Celine by Frederick Voex. This is translated out of French, I think, by Jesse Brower. And then I also have these 2 novels by Celine. These were given to me by our middle son, Josiah, many years ago. Death on Installment Plan and Journey to the End of the Night. These are very famous 20th century novels translated from the French into English. I've never seen anybody mention these novels in YouTube or Booktube. I have not read them. I haven't read them, but I keep them together. I started reading this evening a book I bought at a local retail bookstore, Symmetry by Lisa Holiday. I read 16 pages and I wasn't really impressed yet. I was just kind of surprised how bad the writing is, to tell you the truth. But I haven't given up on it. So as far as my diary today, I ended on page 675. I didn't really write much today. I had a dentist appointment. My teeth are doing fine. I dozed. I looked at my books. What did I read today? Let me see my diary. What did I read? I only wrote 2 pages, and I read this morning The Devil's Redemption, A New History and Interpretation of Christian Universalism. I read that today. Pretty dry academic reading. I'm reading Chapter 2, Ancient Afterlives, Gnostic, Kabbalistic and Esoteric Roots of Christian Universalism. And then I read Moonglow by Shaban, and I read some other stuff. So the day went by. Not sure what I'm going to do tonight to keep myself awake. I was listening to music, but I don't know. Tomorrow is a Wednesday. I might go visit thrift store tomorrow. I don't know. I've just been feeling kind of out of it. I don't know. It's like I told you. I feel like I'm on a holding pattern. I'm just flying over and don't know where to land. Maybe it's just getting older. I did read some more of The Scarlet Tree by Osbert Sitwell today. And wrote my diary, messed with the computer, watched Booktube videos. So yeah, this is the Booktube Community Tag. Tomorrow is August the 22nd, 2018. And existence keeps zooming by. So I hope you're having a good week. Thank you for the new subscribers. Feel free to make comments. And until next time, bye.